What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with Hunter Labrada, one of the top Olympians who was missing from this year's Olympia stage, a legit top 6 Olympian in any kind of lineup. So the man is all fired up to make his return to bodybuilding stage in full force sometime next year. And honestly, if the same Hunter from last year he was in this year's Olympia lineup, he probably would have beaten Nick Walker, as Hunter has way better symmetry and he's also a very massive guy. So cannot even imagine how tough it would have been, or how tough it would be, to pick next year's Olympia top 6 with Hunter Labrada making his return and him being 100% fresh and healthy with that shoulder issue fixed. That will make all the difference in Hunter's physique the next time he steps on stage, because we have to keep in mind this was Hunter's first real break since he earned his pro card, and the man was competing non-stop since 2020. So slowly but steadily, Hunter has been getting back into the groove, ramping up the training, and he has been really conscious about his shoulders, as getting that shoulder fixed, that was one of the biggest reasons to take the year off and give his body some rest and detox. So the one show that Hunter hasn't done in his pro career so far, that is the Arnold. And maybe that is the show that he's planning to make his comeback in next year in March. So originally his plan was to do the Arnold Ohio this year. And he said that even before the Olympia that he might do it. And after the Olympia too. But getting that shoulder fixed, that had to be done sooner or later. So him and his coach, Ben Chow, they decided to get that done first. Now I 100% think that Hunter's arrival back to the Olympia stage next year, that will make the top 6 a lot more competitive and a lot more exciting, especially looking at the way he showed up in his last show, which was the Olympia last year. So this man carries a lot of muscle, and he was also in a superb conditioning, especially at the prejudging. So let's see how he does the next time he steps on stage. Before you scroll or blink too hard, have you subscribed yet? Please don't make me bring out the emotional blackmail. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. It's free, it's painless, and that makes me look way cooler than I actually am. So Pitor Wojtowicz is that one guy everyone needs to watch out for in 2026 in Classic Physique division. So he was able to place 13th at his Olympia debut. And people normally do not talk about someone who places outside of that top 10, especially in Classic. But just for a context, the Classic Physique lineup that had more than 50 guys this year at the Olympia, and to be able to place in that top 15, and that too on your first try, that is an awesome achievement. So Orsk Lashinsky, he picked him as the dark horse going into this year's Olympia, and he might have underperformed a bit as per his expectations. But this guy has the density, the muscle quality, the shape, the aesthetics, a true genetic freak for Classic. So this guy has that unbelievable shape, and just by looking at his front double biceps, his waist measurement, that must be very close to a guy like Niall Darwin, who many believe is gonna be another future Mr. Olympia in Classic. So Pitor also definitely has some of the best chest development, and not only in Classic, but in the entire pro division. And judging by the way he's looking right now, almost 2 weeks post-show, he might be looking to jump into a show and get those 10 points, which will make the Olympia qualification for him for next year a bit easier. So is it too soon for a guy like Goodvito to be pushing 5 plates on press in that post-contest rebound? It's very much possible that Goodvito might be looking to enter one of these last shows of this year to earn an early Olympia spot for next year. So Japan Pro as well as the Big Man Weekend, which is happening in Spain, they're gonna be 2 great options for Goodvito if he is looking to compete in the next 6 weeks or so. So we already saw what the real potential of Goodvito can be, especially if he improves his side shots and also puts more effort into his posing. And also in the back double biceps, he needs more density in that shot because he already has the width, and his lower half, front to back, that is some of the best out there. possibly one of the best quads and hamstrings in the open bodybuilding right now. He has plenty of size to take up a lot of space on the stage and really stand out. So he looked very comparable in that second call out from 6th to 10th and placing top 10 in the world on your first try, and that too in such a deep lineup. That is an awesome achievement. So his goal for next year, that is to fight for a top 5 finish. Now as of right now, it seems like some of these guys, they need to be off in order for Goodvito to get into that first Olympia call out. But if he gets that early Olympia qualification, he can have the entire year just to focus on the weak points and show up tremendously improved for 2026 Mr. Olympia. So kind of safe to say that Goodvito has been one of those guys who lived up to the hype, and not just for 2025. Some of us have been following him way before he earned his pro card, and even at that time, the man looked so gifted. Next up, we have an update from Lucas Garcia. This guy can be the next giant killer, a little taller in height as the 2x 212 Olympia champion Sean Carida, but way better at placing at his first ever Olympia compared to where Sean placed in his Olympia debut, and that was a decade ago. So when was the last time we saw a guy placing top 3 in the world in his first ever Mr. Olympia? As that is what Lucas just achieved a couple of weeks back at the Olympia this year. But the fact is, we all saw it coming leading into the Olympia this year that he was gonna be in the top 4. The way he showed up at Tampa Pro and Texas Pro earlier this year, it was an eventuality. So he's among the few guys who will never have a problem making the weight cutoff in this division, because he weighed in the low 190s on the stage at the Olympia this year. But he has some incredible lines, amazing flow, and the man is peeled front to back. So this was a reason the judges thought that Lucas looked better than Nihat Kaya, who had more hype behind him leading into the Olympia this year. So Lucas is so complete front to back that he can also be a future 212 Olympia champion along with Nihat Kaya. So his off-season to contest transformation that remind you of the legendary Priest. So Lucas right now is 2 days out as he's competing at this upcoming Prague Pro. So talking about Nihat Kaya, he's another guy in the 212 to really look forward to next year at the Olympia. His transformation has been so damn amazing, especially from the time he turned pro to a couple of years later. It kind of seemed like that he ate his previous version, and he has such insane muscle quality and such amazing density at the age of 22 or 23. So these are the 2 guys who can be our future Olympia champions, and this can be the next big rivalry in the 212. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.